Well, the propaganda about the country of Haiti is off the charts right now. If you pay attention to the Western press, the island country is basically overrun by cannibals. It's being led by a crazy man named Jimmy Cherizier, aka Barbecue, who eats his enemies, and he arrests journalists and locks them up. If you've been watching our show for any length of time, you know that, of course, is all a giant pile of horse shit. And one journalist, probably the best journalist on this story anywhere in the world, is a man by the name of Dan Cohen from Uncaptured Media. And Dan has been a longtime friend of our show. And of course, we here at Redacted sent Dan to Haiti to cover this story exclusively over the past couple of years. No one knows more about this story than Dan. So Dan, I wanted to bring you in on this story because over the past few hours, there's a YouTuber who was allegedly kidnapped in Haiti while attempting to interview Jimmy Cherizier. Now they've even dropped calling him by his real name. They just call him Barbecue, which has been his nickname for many, many years. And so this YouTuber was kidnapped, and they're blaming it all on Barbecue, the Western media, this madman who's now in charge of Haiti. People do not like to hear the truth. Can you sort of elucidate us here on the truth of what's going on here?
Yeah, and as you might expect, it's pretty much reality is pretty much the opposite of what the mainstream media is selling us. Basically, what happened is a prominent YouTuber streamer who goes by YourFellowArab, a young Arab American guy, wanted to go to Haiti to interview Barbecue after Barbecue became, this media sensation with all this talk about cannibalism. I think he was, want to get some views. So he arranged with Barbecue ahead of time, get down to Haiti and sure, you can interview me, as countless journalists have. Interestingly, I'm myself and Haiti Liberté, Kim Ives of Haiti Liberté, we're the only independent journalists that go down there, but countless mainstream journalists go down there and interview Barbecue all the time. Now, because of the situation right now, the airport in Port-au-Prince is there are not many flights going in. The commercial airlines are shut down, but apparently you can still get a flight into the city of Cap-Haïtien, which is in the north of the country. And so in order to get from Cap-Haïtien to Port-au-Prince, you have to drive. And so what he did, apparently, I haven't spoken to him, so I'm still waiting to get the exact account, but he flew into Cap-Haïtien and he waited, I guess, until daylight hours to drive from Cap-Haïtien to Port-au-Prince. Now, that is a really dangerous proposition. Those roads, anything can happen. You're pretty much guaranteed to be shaken down by whoever, whether it's corrupt police, any armed group, anybody who has a gun, who sees this guy's probably worth some money is probably going to try to extract something from you. Okay, so apparently he made it most of the way. He got just kind of on the outskirts of Port-au-Prince to an area called Croix-des-Bouquets. Now, Croix-des-Bouquets is run by an armed group called 400 Maozo. 400 Maozo is one of the most prominent kidnapping armed groups, gangs in the country. And so I think basically they saw him come into their territory and said, hey, great. And they kidnapped him. And he said in a stream that they held him at gunpoint in a dark shed for hours until the boss of this gang, a guy named Lamont Sanjou, came and basically started talking to him and, basically told him you're kidnapped. And so they treated him relatively well, apparently, because, he said that he tried to charm them and just go along with it and make the best of it as much as possible. So they didn't put a bag over his head, this kind of thing. And they kept him for, I think, after 14 days, he used his phone to communicate with his another streamer friend of his named Sneeko, who goes by the name Sneeko. And they put out the message publicly that, that this guy, YourFellowArab, is kidnapped and by Lamont Sanjou of 400 Maozo, and they want to use international pressure. Apparently, they had given Lamont Sanjou a bribe, or a ransom payment of tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know exactly how much, thinking that that would work. And then La Saint-Jean did not release him. So that's when they went public. Now, I saw the tweets, the news on Friday morning that this guy is kidnapped. Some American YouTuber is kidnapped and supposedly by Barbecue, but I knew that's false because Barbecue is completely against kidnapping. And then some other headlines and articles were saying by 400 Maozo. So the background, this is crucial. The background is that Barbecue has created an alliance called Vivre Ensemble with the different armed groups around Port-au-Prince with the goal of having a revolution. He fought against these guys for 4 years in very, very bitter and bloody battles. But the whole time he was saying, guys, let's stop fighting. We're all poor people from the same slums. Let's stop fighting and, have a revolution and improve this country instead of killing each other. And so finally, that whole process was consecrated. They created an alliance called Vivre Ensemble. It was really last fall, but when Ariel Henry, the de facto prime minister, went to Kenya to go get to sign a memorandum of a bilateral agreement to have Kenyan death squads come into Haiti, Vivre Ensemble went and attacked the airport, so he couldn't come back. So this group, Vivre Ensemble, successfully expelled the U.S. puppet prime minister. And so then a couple weeks later, this American YouTuber wanders into La Saint-Jean's territory and it kidnaps him. So Kim Ives and I call Jimmy Cherizier, Barbecue, and we say, hey, there's an American YouTuber who is kidnapped, apparently by La Saint-Jean, though we don't know for sure. Do you know anything about it? What can you do? So he says, send me all the details you have, and I'm going to do what I can. We talked to him a couple hours later. He says, I've confirmed he is kidnapped by La Saint-Jean. I put out a message in the Vivre Ensemble WhatsApp group with all the different armed groups that kidnapping is not allowed. That is a cardinal rule of Vivre Ensemble, of this alliance, this federation of armed groups, and that he should be released. And all of the other leaders in the group agreed, no kidnapping. We are against this. So the following day, all of a sudden, he is released. This guy gets released. I don't know exactly how, where he went, how it happened. Apparently, Barbecue even invited him to come to Barbecue's neighborhood for his birthday party. It happened to be Barbecue's birthday party that day, but he didn't, I guess he couldn't get there. So the guy, this American streamer,
wait, he even invited him. So Barbecue even invited him to like a party. Yeah,
to a neighborhood party for Barbecue's birthday.
But the Western, of course, the Western version of this is, that Barbecue had arrested him, right? That he was rounded up as a result of Madman Barbecue and his gangs, of course, were the reason for his arrest or his kidnapping. And here he is responsible. The exact opposite is the case. He helps him get out and invites him over for a celebration, I guess.
Exactly. So basically it came down to two independent journalists, myself and Kim Ives, seeing what was on the news on Twitter, calling Barbecue and Barbecue pressuring La Saint-Jean to release him. So apparently the U.S. Embassy didn't do anything for the 2 weeks that this guy, was in captivity. The U.S. government didn't do anything to help him. It was just, us acting as private citizens, using our journalistic contacts to help him out. And then, of course, the Western press turns the story on its head. And I haven't had anybody. You, Clayton, Redacted is the first outlet to reach out to me to ask what actually happened here, and I've been tweeting about it publicly. So none of the outlets that you're seeing talk about this story have reached out to me, and I've been saying exactly what's going on.
Of course, they're totally quiet about it because it doesn't fit their narrative, right? And so I'll get you out of here on this, Dan, which is, and we're glad to hear that this guy, hopefully, I don't know if he's returned to the United States or not. If he's healthy, he's fine. He's in good hands now, back in the United States. But the narrative right now, of course, has been bubbling for the past couple of weeks that Haiti is descending into chaos and that the United States needs to intervene. We need to send Nigerian forces in here to attack. But the opposite seems to be happening, right? That these groups now are sort of coming together, creating a revolution, and that really goes against this Western push to try to invade Haiti.
That's exactly it. There's real political significance to this kind of bizarre story. And it really shows that, what would have happened 1 or 2 years ago? Barbecue wouldn't have had any way to, pressure this guy. He wouldn't have heard it. The guy either would have had to pay, $100,000, and who knows, maybe I don't know, he could have gotten killed. He was apparently held at gunpoint for hours. This could have gone a whole lot worse. But basically, it was resolved through unofficial diplomatic means. And it just shows that this whole process that Haiti is undergoing, really led by Jimmy Cherizier, Barbecue, the guy that they're claiming is a cannibal, is a much better alternative, and that Haiti can take care of itself, and that there's no foreign invasion or Kenyan death squads or any of this needed. It's just let Haiti be. And if you're a YouTuber, then don't go looking for adventure. Just be
Right.
responsible.
Oh, I said Niger. I meant Kenya. So thank you for that. But yeah, just real fast, just so people understand again. So when people see this, they can share this. He got this nickname Barbecue when he was a kid, right? Because of his family, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. His mother sold grilled meats on the street. There were a lot of other Jimmys, growing up, and he became Jimmy Barbecue. But people on Twitter, in Vice News, they all say it's because he likes to burn people alive. But it's just a total lie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And of course, this is why the West wants him dead, right? This is exactly why the West wants him dead, because it's breaking their narrative. Dan, great to see you. Well, great work on this and helping in a way to get this American YouTuber freed from kidnapping. This is amazing, and we'll see if the West actually covers the story anywhere else. But here, Dan, great to see you. Thanks so much as always.
Thanks a lot, Clayton.
I really hoped you enjoyed watching this video. YouTube thinks that you'll actually like this next video right here. It's personalized based on your own viewing habits. So if you watch the video, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it. And we will see you next time, everyone.